Have my little tequila over here.
That sounds good.
I had a rough. Did you want one?
No.
Okay.
I'm good. I gotta drive back. Well, I guess it wouldn't be, but yeah, I'm fine.
You sure?
Last weekend, I'll show you videos, but we got so messed up, man.
Did you go out or at home?
At home.
Home parties are the best.
It was only 3 of us, me, my girl, and my best friend.
That's all you need.
Me and the 2 Scorpio girls. They are crazy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What y'all usually drink at home?
I got vodka, so
Ooh.
Tito's. I love Tito's vodka.
Do you mix it with stuff or?
Yeah. So I like cran grape. It kind of has a good little mixture. Sometimes I may put a little Sprite in it just to fizz it up a little bit.
Okay.
I like Deep Eddy vodka. The lemonade, the lemon vodka with Sprite.
Ooh, yeah.
It's really good.
I drink Deep Eddy peach with ginger ale.
Oh yeah, that sounds good too. I'm a brown. Well, I guess I was a brown person. When I want to just be to myself at parties,
Yeah.
I like drinking 20 Grand Gold, and it's a mix of vodka and cognac mixed.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Really?
And even though it's inexpensive, it's really good. No headaches, no nothing. It's like $8 or $8.99 for like a bottle that big. Yeah.
Wow.
And you don't have to mix it with anything. It's just smooth.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
There's this tequila that I keep hearing about, but it's $100 a bottle, and it's Casa Azul. Have you heard of that?
It sounds familiar. Now my aunt's a bartender, so
Oh, really?
she got everything.
Yeah. It's like in this ceramic vase-looking bottle.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's what you're paying for, right? Yeah. Yeah.
It's like hand painted and stuff.
That's awesome.
But I heard it's like so smooth that it's sweet.
That's kind of like the 20 Grand Gold. It has a sweet kind of yeah. But it's got that, I don't want to say menthol feeling, but it kind of cools your throat.
Ooh.
Yeah. Especially if you put it in the freezer and just take it out.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
And I'll share 1 bottle to myself. That's y'all can drink whatever y'all want. This is mine.
Y'all drinking tonight for the weekend?
I got my kids this weekend.
Oh, okay.
But come Sunday afternoon, they go back with mama. All week.
There you go. Nice. Well, before we trail off talking about alcohol and whatnot,
Right.
I would like to formally introduce my guests on the show today. We have photographer, which I believe you're like my 3rd photographer on the show.
Awesome.
Which I'm sure a lot of people expected me to have more photographers and models, but I'm like, but that's too predictable. Like, I want to branch out to different kind of artists.
Right.
So I'm kind of like looping it back to, my love. So
Right.
this will be a very interesting conversation.
Yeah.
We have Michael Blue.
Yeah.
Yep. Or MarkeDesign.
Yeah, MarkeDesign.
MarkeDesign. Okay,
Yeah.
that's right.
It's all
On
cool.
the show. Welcome.
I'm here.
Oh man, so let's start from the beginning. How long have you been shooting?
Professionally, I want to say 2011 was when it kind of picked up for me. I started out as a graphic designer. So I was signed to a record label back in 99, 2000. And I used to do some of the album cover work and the posters and stuff like that. I used to help because the guy who was over the label was everything: the engineer, the producer, the label owner, the graphics. So I was kind of like the leader, under him to help him, whatever he needs or whatever. So I started in that. He bought me some programs and I kind of played around with stuff. And but that was I think it was Corel 9. So that was a long time ago. And then
I never even heard of that.
Corel Draw was the program, and this was like the 9th version or whatever. And then the industry started going towards Adobe around that time.
Gotcha.
And I was like, I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to learn something new,
Really?
But then I started getting more into my music. Because I was an artist at the time too.
Yeah.
A musician, and there came a point where I couldn't afford to pay someone to do my graphic work, And so I had to learn Adobe. I had to learn Photoshop. I had to learn this stuff. And so the first piece of material I made, I ended up getting a contract through a nightclub that was paying me to do their flyers every week. So that's how I kind of got into the graphic design. And that's when I started MarkeDesign, because I was trying to make my mark.
Got it.
Marquee is like putting your name in a billboard, you know. So it's kind of trying to mix those two, play on words, you know. And then I had to do a book cover for someone and it had a model on there. And I was like, I want to kind of shoot my own models, you know. And then that's kind of how I got into the photography. And
cool.
So, yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So then when you did photography, did you kind of wean off of rapping? Or
well, so with the rapping, I still rap.
Really?
Yeah, I still rap. I still write. I haven't recorded in a long time, but I still got it. With rapping, it's been a lifelong thing. I started when I was 4 years old.
Really?
Yeah. And I got into the industry when I was 11. And I toured and I did.
What?
Yeah.
Who'd you tour with?
The last one that I did, I want to say Two Live Crew. I think that
you're like the most famous person on my show now.
Really? Yeah, I think it was Two Live Crew.
Wow. You were 11?
Well, I was 19 when I toured with them.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's what I said. That was probably the last one. I was 19 when I did that. The funny thing is, shortly after that tour, I actually started going to church, and I started kind of getting more positive with my message, you know. And I actually, what do you call it? Help pioneer the what do you call it? The Christian hip hop scene here in Austin. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
What was your rapper name?
Blue.
Oh, really? Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Blue. Okay. Born, Living, Unpredictable, Ending. It was like an acronym, you know.
I love that.
And then, so there was a guy who was a singer named Blue. So in order to distinguish us, I just started branding myself Blue the Rapper. Yeah. So now people know me as Blue the Rapper.
Got it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And yeah, so I did that.
How many cities did you visit?
Or
did you tour?
Throughout my whole lifetime?
Sure. Or with Two Live Crew.
Oh, that was, so basically I would hop on their shows when they were in Texas.
Oh,
so,
gotcha.
Yeah, so bus left Miami, they, tour, come here, and when they get to Texas, then we get on the tour, and then when they get to another city, they get the other locals that's with them there, Okay. So, yeah.
But you toured separately from them?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the label that I was on was probably one of the first hip-hop record labels here in Austin, and I believe it's defunct now, but definitely historic, you know. And so the guy that we were under, he had a lot of connections and stuff like that. So at the pinnacle, well, I didn't say pinnacle of my success, but right at the pivoting point of me leaving music to go into ministry, I guess, I think I had just got off of tour with those guys, and then we were supposed to be going on another tour with Alicia Keys, Usher, and Craig David. And this was around the time that Usher had broke his arm. He was like doing a handstand on stage or something like that, and he broke his arm, and they had to cancel the tour or something like that. And so, but it was funny because I kind of expected it. Like, nothing big can happen like this for me. But the A&Rs who came out and checked us out thought we were a good opening act, and they souped us up with some. This was around like FUBU was out,
Oh my God. Now that's a name drop right there.
So this is a long time ago. They're like, yeah, so FUBU sponsoring this and all. And like, they're gonna give you. They were telling us about how they had these like pop-up stores and like basically like U-Haul trucks. Well, not like in that type of, It's not U-Haul, but you know,
Yeah.
those type of truck. And you just walk in and decide, okay, I want to wear this, and this, and that, you know, for the show. And you get to keep the clothes and all that.
What?
I remember talking to the guy, and he was like, so how much money do you guys think you guys will need on tour? And I was like, I don't know, $1,000? And he laughed at us. He was like, that ain't gonna last you a week, man.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? We'd never been on something that big before, you know.
Wow. So you were with a group?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I was, but I put the group together. So,
Got it.
and that's the funny thing. I've never been a solo act till now. Like with the photography, this kind of gave me that independence where I can work alone and let people see what I'm doing, you know, independently. And then I did music on my own too, but I think I'm just one of those people who like to pour into other people. And I think there's this, I just got put onto it too. There's this concept called, what is it called? Golly, the imposter syndrome. Have you heard of that?
Yes.
I think I suffered from that a lot.
Really?
So in order to make sure that I feel like I'm doing something beyond something, I always want to like bring other people with it, you know, and like, you know, I'm nothing, but this person right here is great, you know, you know. So that's all I did. I've done that, picked up young people and just, you know, like this guy's great, and just kind of, you know, mentor people and foster their gifts and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You could tell you have a good heart just by that, because you're not like selfish with your success, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not really aware of it either.
Really?
Yeah, I've won awards and recognition and stuff like that, but it's like...
You're so humble.
Yeah, I guess so. It doesn't... I don't know. It just doesn't... You want to see the monetary fruits of your labor.
I see.
You know what I mean? So you're like, that's cool, but you know.
Right.
But I have had some friends or some associates, I should say, that have gone on to be successful. Oh, excuse me. Oh man, I'm like scratching the mic. Have gone on to be successful in music and stuff like that, and I'm really proud of them. But you know, I think that's why this moment is important for me, because there hadn't been a time where I focused on myself. What does Blue want? You know, what do I need? So,
right.
Yeah, that's now.
So the photography is all you.
Yes.
Nice.
I'm still mentoring some people though. You know, I do that because I guess when you have a gift, you know, people, they ask you questions. You have to be very selective. I'm also an empath, so people draw a lot from you. Yep. So you have to be really careful, because if you let them, they will suck you dry. So, but I like to always, like with my models, I hate to say my models, but because I don't have a company, they don't have a contract with me, but the models that I shoot with, they become more like family.
I feel that, you know, so hard.
Yeah, they become like family, and I am very involved with their lives. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Oh, just careful with that.
I know. Jesus.
Okay. Boom, boom, boom. You're good.
I need to get back on performing a little bit more then. So I'll know. Don't touch the lapel.
Oh, you're fine.
But yeah, so they become like family, and I become like big bro, or, you know, just bestie.
Right.
You know. Yeah.
I find that to be true. Like, of course, I'm a female photographer, but like, even with male photographers, because I've modeled before, but you really need that trust.
And you're great at it too.
Oh, thanks.
I love your concepts.
I appreciate
They're really edgy and daring.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know when I'm going to pick up the camera again, but...
You will.
Yeah, we'll see. But this ain't about me.
It is. It's your show.
Oh, no. It's all about you.
Readjust just a little bit.
Yeah. Right. I was actually creeping on... Because I'm not really active on Facebook, but I saw that you worked with my girl Shakia recently.
Oh, yeah. So... that was my first time ever meeting her too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've been wanting to shoot her since she shaved her head.
Yeah, yeah. And this crazy thing is, at the shoot, she had on a hat.
Aw.
Yeah, but afterwards, I seen her outside, and I'm like, yo, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're gonna work together, she and I.
Cool.
Definitely outside of it. But yeah, I was doing something for another client who hired me to do something for their lookbook. So.
Oh, okay. So that brings me to my next question. So like, you do this full time?
Yes.
Nice.
It's tough.
I bet.
It's tough. But my girlfriend, fiance, she's a full-time artist, and she's had time to like really invest in her craft and build her customer base up. And she's very encouraging.
Yeah, supportive.
And yeah, very supportive. I mean, it gets tight sometimes, and she's like, "Yeah, you may want to get like a little something, a little job here, just to." But for the most part, she's very understanding. And then when I don't like a job, she's like, "You know why you don't like it? Because you're not supposed to be there. You're supposed to be doing this." So she's always like, "Take some time, make sure everything is legit, established. Get your payment records in order, do all of these things." And I mean, hell, she just sold $1,000 painting last week. I'm like,
wow.
Yeah, she just had an art show last Saturday, and it was a shared art show, but she killed it. Like, there were 3 artists. They did a live painting this was at Ginger's Lounge in Pflugerville. Okay. It's a new establishment. So but they hosted this art show for them. Other artist was Tyson Davis, and I'm trying to think of the other guy's name, and I don't want to say it wrong. So I know it starts with a G, but he's a really good artist too. And then my girl is Rhea Rose, and she basically, I don't know, she just posted her stuff up. She did the live painting. Her painting was the best. Sorry, it was. Everybody agreed so. Yeah. And then there's a guy that wanted to buy it. She had been she did a series that was really dear to her, and she had been setting the price really high, like $1,500, because she was like, I know nobody will buy it. And the guy was really interested in it. And then she was like, he sold it for $1,000.
Wow. That's awesome.
It was a really good painting.
I'll need to see it.
Yeah.
And I need to have her on the show.
Yeah.
For sure. What's her name?
Rhea Rose.
Rhea Rose. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to find her on Insta. Is she?
She's on Insta as Phoenix Art Studio. That's the name of her. That's the name of her company.
Okay.
She's on Facebook as Rhea Rose.
Cool.
Yeah. RHEA.
RHEA. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So your studio, is it at home or?
So my photo studio, I don't have my own. Now before I left Austin about 2 years ago to go to Dallas to train for FEMA to like help the Houston when the hurricane hit Houston. It didn't really work out, but when I left, I let the studio space go. It was a friend of mine. Me and him were partnering in, and so I kind of had to let the space go because I wasn't gonna be able to like pay my my end of the bargain or whatever. So, but it was a wonderful thing to have your own space, to be able to not be on somebody else's time clock, go in. And so right now I kind of rent out studio space, hourly space, different places, and go in and create. Nice. In Pflugerville or? So I know you guys heard of Waveform. I've shot at Waveform a couple of times, a lot of times actually, but where I get to be most creative, I think, is at ATX photo and video studio out. It's like off of Old Lockhart Road, close to Slaughter Lane. Mark Heaps is the owner of that place. I've heard about it, but I didn't know it was that south. Yeah, it's very far. It takes me about $45 in the lift to get there. So that's included in the fees. Like, if we gotta go. But yeah, no, you get. I mean, it's such a big, wide open space. It's very what do you call it? I'm trying to think of the name, but it's like a garage, so it's rustic and.
Ooh.
But then they have backdrops. A station where there's backdrops. There's all kind of lighting. There's props. There's a bunch of props. It's just so much you can do. You can bring your own stuff, and it's big enough that you can fit 100 people in there if you wanted to.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a little cramped, but you can do all kind of social events. Their prices are really great.
Really?
So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so I like creating out there.
Cool.
Yeah,
I've heard of it and I've recommended it just because I've seen it so many times.
Yeah.
But those are honestly the only two that I know of. Waveform and ATX photo.
Yeah, and it's true. That's why I liked having my own, because then again, with that extra time and space, people can rent space from you too.
Yeah.
I like to have it to where people can come in and be comfortable and create what they want to create.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, my last space was probably as big as this room, maybe a little bit like the area that I utilized, maybe a little bit longer out. But man, we used to bring tires and dirt and all kind of stuff in there. So smoke and just creative, One day I just was bored and I filmed myself taking pictures of a blue ball on a stool with tape, and I just changed the facial expressions, and I put myself on live video like, hey, I don't have a model, don't let this ball outdo you, and people actually responded to that and started, so I like doing that where I can kind of promote my business as a whole. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
what's your clientele mostly? Like, is it for flyers or?
No, actually photography is the biggest clientele. Like as far as paid clients, a lot of women like to book boudoir.
Oh, and that leads me to BARE.
BARE?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now BARE to me is a little different than boudoir, but it's a little bit more, I don't want to say intimate as far as like sexually intimate. It's more intimate as far as the actual the muse. And what I do with BARE is kind of use that muse's backstory or their experience. And to be BARE, it's kind of twofold. You are nude. It is a nude project, artistic nude project, but it's also being naked inside, like kind of bearing your soul or being transparent, So I've done projects where it could have been domestic violence, or it could just be glamour. I've gone both extremes, but I try to make it artistic, not so sexual, although there will be a segment of BARE that will be erotic. So I'm actually going to be shooting that in 2 weeks, just trying to step foot in that area just to see how it works. But boudoir to me is more like I get clients do that for like weddings, bachelorette parties. I even do boudoir parties like once a quarter. So I'll advertise it. You get a discounted rate because there's 6 or more people coming. So discounted rate. I even include like a book, like a photo book with it.
I like
so
that.
But those I like because these girls are they're getting with people that they're familiar with, and it's like they're having their own party with a theme. You know what I mean? So boudoir for me is like that. It's like a party with a theme. I mean, you have solo people that come through and do it. It's mostly lingerie. There's some implied nudes, but mostly it's like lingerie, and I like it. But any creative likes to be, I don't know, like you don't want to be stuck in a box. Like I don't want to be known as a boudoir photographer. So I don't really like advertise myself as a boudoir photographer, only to like prospective clients or whatever. But when it comes to creativity and doing stuff for art's sake, I like to be super creative. I mean, I could do like commercial or what do you call it? my mind's going
It's
like
okay.
right now. Editorial.
Yeah.
But like avant-garde, I love that. And that's kind of, I think your style kind of hits that avant-garde, but kind of edgy avant-garde with, I don't know how to describe your style.
I don't know either. I just
Yeah. But it's what people would say weird, but it's not weird. It's like, you know what I mean? So that's the type of stuff I like to create. I just haven't been able to create a lot of it because a lot of people are not open to it unless you're really close with them, you know?
Yeah.
So,
That makes sense.
but that's kind of what BARE does for me too. You get to build a relationship with people. Some people I've been talking to for 3-4 months, like, you know, just getting a feel of their vibe and saying, okay, you know what? This will be therapeutic. Let's do this shoot. And at that time they're comfortable and they're like, I'd love to do that, you know?
Yeah.
Because at first they're like, oh, no, you know? I don't want my booty being all on Facebook. I'm like, it's not for Facebook. Because I don't like to, that's another thing. I don't like to create for Facebook.
Right.
It's not.
Same.
It's not my goal, you know?
Totally.
I like to do stuff that people can hang on their wall or that can be published in a magazine or something that can be an art gallery or something like that.
Yeah. Do you submit a lot to your...
I keep touching this microphone. You keep looking at me like I'm gonna stab you, dude. You're like, my Taurus horns are coming out.
Oh man, I scratch a lot because I have eczema.
Okay.
So my last episode, I was just like mortified watching myself
Aww.
because I'm just like,
Yeah. Well, me, I don't know. I just shaved, so I'm feeling itchy like right here.
Oh.
I'm like, I gotta look cute for the show.
And it's warm in here too. So
Yeah, a little.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I thought I'd do something. You know.
You look very nice.
Thank you. But yeah. So, your style. I would love to hang around you and kind of vibe.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, because I think you're a great muse too. You know what I mean? Yeah, I love seeing what you do, and you do seem like you have a great relationship with the people you work with.
Yeah.
Like, because when they shoot, I only see them shoot with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At least for that time frame or whatever.
Right.
You know, that's why you got to come back in the game.
I know. It's just maybe I'm burnt out too.
I got you.
I did so much, and like I look at my closet, and there's so much shit, and I'm
I
like,
know.
I need to
I
clean it
understand that.
out. You know what I mean? And
That's how my trunk of my car looked for a long time. I lived at it, and I had suitcases full of props, and people were like, dude, what are you doing with panties in your car? Those are mine, man. I keep touching this daggone microphone.
It's okay.
Lord, I'm gonna have to come back and do this interview again.
Oh no, you're fine.
Like,
it's all
boom,
organic.
boom.
Oh, okay. So, and then you also had Dark Barbie.
Yeah, Dark Barbie, Chocolate Summer. I think my first go round with that was 2017. I want to say, 2017. It was by accident. A friend of mine just wanted to create something that was kind of, I don't want to say classy, but it was kind of like upscale rich, but she was very dark skinned. She had a fur coat, but she also had this like gold bodysuit, and like she wanted it to look kind of like I got monies, you know?
Yeah.
So, and after I started editing it, because she had these gold frames, clear glass, and she just looked like a black Barbie doll. Like I was like, wow. And her body was great. She's like in her mid to, late 30s. And I'm like, geez, and you got kids, big old kids, and you don't look like it, And, and I was like, I was trying to figure out a name, and I'm like, this is Chocolate Summer. Because, and then I was like, Dark Barbie, Chocolate Summer kind of flows. So, and then she was just the first person that I ever shot. Then I was like, I should do more dark skinned women and just kind of focus on that, because at the time I just felt like there were a lot of women of color who weren't being photographed.
I agree.
Yeah. And
totally.
And even in the industry, I mean, maybe in Europe you'll see a lot of black models on, not, I don't want to say a lot, but you'll see more black models than you will here in the state that are like, walking the runway or something like that. But I don't see a lot of black models in print or anything like that. So, I mean, now it's starting to, you know, come up, and people are starting to appreciate dark skin, you know.
Yeah.
And but I wanted to kind of tap into that and let people know. I still want to expound on that. I actually want to travel to different places. I want to kind of create a show or like a, not a long show, like I don't know, like a 10-minute, 15-minute kind of show put on YouTube or something like that, where I go and kind of follow this dark model and how she prepares.
Like a docu-series?
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, exactly. Like a docu-series, sort of like that. And I want to like tap into actually established dark-skinned models who have, you know, become successful or semi-successful in their own lane or brand, and just talking to them about how did they get to this point, you know, and give them a little extra shine and stuff like that.
Right. No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely like, I'm not really active on Facebook anymore, but in the photography groups, there was
I'm sorry, I don't deal.
No, I don't either.
I'm probably a member of a couple, but I never check in unless somebody tags me, and if it's a mess, I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
They argue over the dumbest shit.
No, it's so much drama, but yeah, just, I mean, looking at the groups, there's not a lot of variety.
Yeah.
Like,
This
whether
is
it's
true.
women of color, whether it's different body types.
Yeah.
There's probably like one or two that always like stick out, but I feel there's definitely room for more.
Yeah, definitely.
And we got to start here for sure. Like,
well, you kind of have to let the, how do I say, the underdog, or not the underdog, but like the person who's left out, let them know that they are valued and appreciated and needed, you know. And then you gotta kind of, and then some are models who are starting up, they don't know how to actually start, or man, I'm so lost in my words, but they don't know the proper etiquette, or you know, the way to go through, and then they'll accept any type of offer from any type of photographer, and either they won't get the best images, or they'll get a bad taste in their mouth for the photography model relationship.
right.
So actually, Killeen Fashion Week is coming up in November. And I'll be teaching the class out there.
Wow, Killeen has that?
Yeah. I mean, and actually, Killeen has a lot of models of different cultures and
really.
I mean, Killeen is a army base place, so you have a lot of people there, a lot of army wives who ain't got nothing to do, and they're like, I'm fine, I ain't got no kids yet, let me model. You know,
that's awesome.
But and then there's a lot of kids out there too, so kids want to, my daughter wants to model and she's good. Like, since she was 3 years old, she could strike a pose. So she's good. I just been very overprotective over her.
Sure. And she's beautiful.
Thank you.
So you better watch out.
Yeah. But yeah, so Killeen is going to be at the Harger Heights Event Center. I'll be teaching a class Monday the 6th or the 5th of November. But that whole week, from Friday, that whole weekend till Monday, is going to be like a mixer. There's going to be classes that talk about modeling 101. My class is called Paid to Pose. So it's just talking about, you know, if you want to be, are you doing this as a hobby, just a job, or do you want to make a career out of it? Here's the difference. Here's what's expected of you. This is the things that you'll need. And it's basics, you know. Some people don't know what a comp card is, or what the purpose of a headshot is, or, you know, just having your portfolio and building it up. You know, they don't know what lane of modeling they want to go in. They're just like, give me the first thing that pops up. And then I always want to tell young women who are coming into the modeling, that you don't have to do boudoir or nude modeling coming up, first coming through, because unless you plan on doing that like your whole career, that's what people are going to know you for. Yeah. And it's not nothing bad about it. Right. I mean, I shoot models like that all the time, but you want to get respected from both ends. Yeah. And you also want to get in something that people are going to pay you for and not expect you to just do something for just because, you're cute or something. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like set that bar high.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you don't want to, like, it's really sad when I hear like models tell me like, the photographer never mentioned anything about nudity until on the shoot.
Nah.
I'm like, no. You never, ladies.
Right.
Never ever do a nude shoot unless it was discussed beforehand. Because.
Exactly.
Man.
Yeah.
That pressure, I can totally feel it. Like, especially.
As a man, you should not feel super comfortable, asking a woman to get naked for you, especially like if you haven't done a public casting call or something like that. If you're just privately DMing somebody and like, hey, like to get naked for a shoot or whatever, that's totally out of line. Like, you shouldn't feel comfortable doing that. Right. And there's so many male photographers who have done that and has made it very hard for male photographers out there who are really about business and getting things out there. Like, thus why I kind of stay out of those photography groups, because you get grouped in with them, like it's like almost like I hate to say that, but it's almost like Predator Alley. Like, they're just in there. They're just in there just to see which woman is going to post that she wants to get naked. Right, and like, oh, me. I used to watch and they're like, here comes the predators. Here comes the hunters. Oh, I would never respond. Yeah. I was like, nope. Because it's just a trap, I've seen people put up fake accounts now of, some pretty girl's picture that just got established this year. Just one picture, two pictures on a page, like, hey, I want to do some nude modeling. I'm like, come on, man. Y'all stop that. Yeah. It's making us look bad, So that's what the class is going to be about. It's like just giving you
like an
basics. Yeah, basics. And then I'm going to also be offering headshots that day for people who want to get headshots. And,
that's awesome.
And discounts on portfolio building. So
cool. Have you done this event before?
This is my first time, but it has been done before. There's the Harker Heights Event Center is pretty popular out there in Killeen, and it's a really big facility. And some of the names that are on the bill or teaching classes, I do know them. Like Keisha Gates. Keisha Gates became very popular during the time she was going through cancer, and she had to shave her head, and she was using modeling as a platform to, express like fashion, during this time of her. Now she's a like a fashion coach and a modeling coach and stuff like that. And she's been, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say she's been to Paris with one of her friends' brands, like during a fashion week down there. And she took a group of models there. So it was like doing it big. That is
big.
Yeah. I mean, the news, like I remember it was about 2 or 3 years ago when I had my studio. We met there, but she had a news report on her about how she was using fashion to bring awareness about cancer and stuff like that.
She's from Killeen?
I know she's lived there a long. I don't know if she's actually from. I don't know if anybody living in Killeen is from there, okay. but yeah, she's in Killeen though.
Okay.
Her Milky Griggs, she's a great model. She's gonna be teaching posing, and that girl can pose. Like she's really great. And these women, a lot of these women are women of color and different. When I say women of color, I don't mean black women, but different, cultures of people. Yeah.
So, cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
When is that?
It'll be November the 1st through the 4th.
Okay.
At the Harker Heights Event Center. So if you go to Facebook, put up Fashion Week 2019 or Killeen Fashion Week, it should pull up a bunch of different flyers, because each one of us have our own individual flyer for our class or whatever. But there's a mixer on that Friday night. There's some sort of panel on Saturday. Sunday is the actual fashion show. But they're also teaching classes that day as well, and we're doing some offering headshots and stuff that day as well. And Monday is my class, and I don't know who else's class, but that day I'll be offering headshots too. So it's like a weekend full of just learning and entertainment.
Wow.
Yeah.
That mixer is brilliant.
Yes.
Because get those models comfortable before the shoot. I like that idea a lot.
Oh yeah. And it's great to trade. You got business cards.
Right.
It's a big thing. Models, photographers have business cards. I'm saying this, and I'll probably only have one in my hand because I was cleaning the car earlier and almost sucked one up in a vacuum. And I'm like, I got to put these up, and I forgot to bring them. But always have some business cards. Mine are simple.
I like how small yours are.
Yeah, so I gave you one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was going to say. I already gave you one, so yeah.
Okay.
But like my cards, they have, I can get up to 100 different images. So I put, different images that may suit whatever that client that I'm going after, know. Hey, here's this type of photography, or, they look at it. And then the information on the back is the same, So have some sort of business card. Models have some sort of comp card, because there's people that may want to hire you on the spot.
Yeah.
At
awesome.
These mixers.
I'll have to tell my girl Dee Dee. Well, she lives in Taylor though. That's on the way other side, right? So Killeen is more west.
I guess so. I mean, I don't know how when you go in the back country roads to get to it, but I just know when I go out, take I-35 into that main exit. So I don't know how it transfers from Taylor, but it's not too far. I mean, I live in Round Rock, and it takes us less than an hour to get there. So like 45 minutes probably.
Okay, because she I don't know if you've been seeing like my other episodes, but she has Bow Inertia, which is a bow tie, but she's also making accessories.
I know her.
Now.
I met her. I don't know her, but I met her.
Really?
I met her at a drinking clique.
Yeah.
And I took pictures of a couple of her models there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, she's been asking me for photos too, but like when you go to those things, there's like
so many people.
Oh my gosh. So I haven't even edited half of the pictures that I took there.
Wow.
But yeah, I like her style. And I have a friend named Brittany Marita who does bow ties as well. Wow. So it's good to see that it's becoming popular and people are, doing things with their bow ties. But yeah, I definitely met Dee Dee.
Oh, cool.
Great person. Great. Yeah, we joked at the drinking clique and stuff like that. I'm a funny person outside of being on the spot and being in front of cameras, but I joke a lot.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, because she's always looking for models and she's always looking for promo work.
Yeah. She did some great work too.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. There was this like shoulder pads that she did with this like blue kind of plumage on it. It was pretty kind of cool. Yeah.
Nice.
Another girl had like these spikes with chains. I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, she's edgy for sure.
Yeah, I like that. I like edgy people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the drinking clique, so I've never been to one, but I know it's pretty popular.
Yes.
And like, are you even given time slots?
No. Nah.
So you just kind of like, are you free? Okay, let's shoot.
Exactly. And I like it like that though.
Yeah.
The last one we had was a little bit cluttered and they addressed it, but typically people are nice. Models are, and they're not, some of them aren't really even models. They just, they heard about it. They want to get the picture taken. But what it does is if they are interested in modeling as even for jobs or as a career, it gives them opportunity to get coached on the spot.
Yeah.
Even for us to take some of their natural motions and just take pictures and say, hey, they get to, there's a group on Facebook. Now, this is one of the groups, one of the many photo groups. I don't see any drama.
What group is that?
The drinking clique.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's the drinking clique. I'm actually on one of the photos in the group when they took a big group picture. So I'm like, yeah, I'm a part, you know?
Yeah.
So I like that group. And they basically have them at different functions or different clubs that allow us to host our events there. And it gives also, just us different backgrounds, different settings, people. And then they do, which is cool, they do certain contests too. So like they'll say this month the theme is, like the first time I went, it was elevation or what do you call it when you like start rising?
Yeah, elevate.
Yeah.
Or elevate.
Some, it's called something else though, but
some demon shit?
No. Oh, what is it called? I forgot. Levitate. There you go. I started thinking Chris Angel. Chris Angel. Levitation was the thing. And so, a lot of people want to know, how do you do these levitation shoots? And I know the concept is pretty easy or whatever, but they were actually, giving people a platform to create levitation photos there at the Drinking Click.
Wow.
So they bring the lights, they bring everything you need, and then they get sponsored by sometimes they get sponsored by different equipment companies just like for Precision? Us to test them. Yeah. Or the actual brand. Like the last one was like a roto light or something like that.
Oh, wow.
And we use that. So it's like just showing how, how different people use it, But the levitation was cool. There was a lady who came with balloons that were like attached to her hair, and it looked like she was being pulled. So the way she posed or whatever looked like she was kind of floating. It was pretty cool. Yeah.
Man, see, I would love to show up, but I don't know if I would want to shoot first.
Don't just chill, but bring your equipment, bring your camera. Cause
I feel like I have imposter syndrome as well. You know what I mean? It's like,
your shit is great. Like, I've watched you longer than you think, and I've seen you grow too.
Oh, thank you.
And I didn't know what to expect. Like in your pictures, you look like fierce, no nonsense. I don't bullshit. Like, But then when you talk, like on some of your videos, you seem really sweet and nice and stuff like that. So it's like, what do I expect? She's gonna be mean.
Aww.
Will she not like me? Does she think I'm a predator? No. So many times I want to reach out like, shit's hot. I probably have, but it was some I can't remember. It was a while back you did some stuff, but maybe had some katana blades or something like that. Something sharp. And I was like, man, this is pretty dope. I didn't know if you were kind of like branding yourself or something, but it was really, really, really awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, Fatal is what I like to call my alter ego.
Right.
Because I am so much more like sweet and like, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but Fatal is like my badass, side of me. So.
Yeah, I get it. It's that Taurus thing.
And I'm a Gemini, so
and a Gemini too. So you got kind of both sides. Yeah, Geminis are crazy, by the way. I know this.
I never thought I was.
I call them the tethered. Have y'all seen the movie Us? Oh. You always had that person underground.
Right. Ooh. That'd be a really good concept reenactment too. A
lot of people I feel like are gonna do that for Halloween.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm doing that with my girl, and we're gonna try to do it because I have this old red Dickies jumpsuit that I've had forever, and it's been in the trunk. It's been getting dirty, rusty. So I'm like, this would be cool for Halloween. It's already dirty and stuff. So
that's dope.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you have any creative concept shoots coming up, or do you want to not give away your?
Nah, I mean, I know what you mean, but so much stuff has already been done.
Yeah,
people. With BARE, like I said, I'm gonna try to do some erotica shoots soon, and it's
not POV.
No.
Okay.
You know what? That came to my head real quick, but it's not POV.
Okay.
But it's weird because it's not. How do I say? It's not POV because it's not gonna be. I don't want to say it's not going to be sexual. It is going to be sexual, but it's going to be, full nudity implied sexuality. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, you won't see any.
Not like over sexual.
No, yeah. I mean, it's gonna be sexual, and it's going to. I wanted to bring out that sexual appeal because I don't do a lot of that. You know what I mean? And I want to express that side of me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But it's not going to be pornographic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I totally feel that.
Yeah. I like bodies. I mean, definitely body positive. I had all kinds of bodies in my life. I got one on layaway. I've been paying on for the last 5 years. And I'm growing out of this one. So hopefully I'll get this other one out soon. Because that one has a lot of muscles on it.
That's hilarious.
It would be a value to me. It would be an asset to me.
Oh, you're fine.
But so with that, I like to do close-ups of skin. I like the textures of skin and like just I don't know, like what does it look like when you put water on it? What does it look like when
macro?
You put oil?
Do you shoot macro or no?
It's like when I don't have a macro lens, but that's kind of what I like though too, trying to get into that. But I want something like the art that I want to create is something when people look at it say, what is that? Oh, that's a nipple? You know, so when you said POV, it's like it's there. It's really close up, but it's not like close up action.
Yeah.
You know?
Like bodyscapes?
Yeah, definitely bodyscapes. Mm-hmm. Definitely like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But just more erotic, you know, like sweaty bodyscapes or, you know, melting ice bodyscapes type stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Friend of mine, she used to be a bunny. She used to be a Playboy bunny. Mm-hmm. And she gives me a lot of verbal inspiration. And because even though I don't think Playboy was very creative, you know what I mean? It's a good classy magazine, I think, you know, but as far as like being creative with shadows and stuff like that, right? And that's the stuff that she liked to do, you know. So she was like, I could never really get my ideas across, so I'm gonna pass these on to you. And she did give me an idea of taking some molds, like rubber molds of different shapes, and putting water in them and freezing them. And using them as, you know, props instead of just ice cubes on bodies. Yeah. Using like maybe a spider or you know something that, and have the model maybe hold it or have it like on their bodies, you know, somewhere, and see the chill bumps or you know stuff like that. Stuff that just makes you think like, it's erotic, but it's not like being too graphic. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I like that idea a lot.
Yeah. I was raised by women, so I don't want to get whooped by my grandma and mama and stuff like that.
And your girl's like cool about you like doing erotic guns? Yeah,
she is actually, and she's like innocent. Well, she's not. She's a Scorpio. She's not innocent. She's innocent in public.
John,
See, but she's very artistic. I think since we've been together, two artists, you know, she's been feeling more free and open. Yeah. She may not pose for that just because that's not her brand. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But she is very open. I've had naked models in our living room, you know, trying on pasties and clothes and stuff like that. I'm like, babe, what do you think? Good. You know, like, I mean, she's very supportive. Like I said, she's very supportive. And we set boundaries. And that's good because when there's like overly jealous, you know, person that you're partnering with, it's hard to actually pursue your dream. Yep. And do what makes you happy. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because ultimately, I always like to make the other person happy in a relationship. So if it goes to me sacrificing my dream, then a lot of times I'd be like, okay, well, let's just do what you want to do. You know, I'd rather see you smile. But the thing is, she's happy. She just wants me to make more money. You know,
Right.
hey, let her get naked. If it makes money, bring her in. I'll oil a booty for you if you need me to. See, we'll do it.
That's so funny.
But she'll be like, oh, I can't believe I'm touching a bun.
Yeah.
That's another thing. At my photo shoots, if there's oil or any touching involved, I bring my best friend. She does all of that stuff.
Nice.
So, you know,
Yeah.
and I always ask the models, are you comfortable? Or, you know, am I too close to you? Can I fix this hair? Or, you know, like that. I'm very attentive, you know.
Yeah, that's
so,
good.
And then people come back. I felt really comfortable. So.
Right? It's always, I found, like, it's always the models that you shot before that are eager to shoot with you again.
Mm-hmm.
It's always the models that I've booked and they've flaked and like you don't know what you're missing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Oh, I've had that before. And I don't understand it. We have a week-long conversation of what we're going to do.
Yeah.
You know, and how we're going to do it. Day comes, and you don't answer the phone or the text message. I've wasted 7 days, you know, of working. So, and I used to chase them too. Did I do something wrong? Or did I make you feel uncomfortable? What did I say something? And then, you know, you just got to realize people go through their own shit. Right. And they, you know, they're going through something. They may come back later and say, you know, hey, I was going through some shit, but I do want to work with you. Maybe there's still a possibility there. Maybe there's not. Maybe you've grown and say, hey, I really don't need your look for my portfolio right now. Or, you know, I'm sorry, maybe we can work something in the future, you know. But it was a few people that I was really disappointed because I was like, I gotta have this person in my portfolio, you know.
It's like all you need is that first shoot to set the rapport, and then you'll understand that, like,
it's like, don't you see what I'm doing? Yeah. Do you not like it?
Right. Well, for you, like, since this is your job, of course, like, it's a lot more serious. Whereas me, it's like, I'm doing this for fun. And I could be doing something else for fun right now.
True.
So,
yeah.
I don't know. That's a whole different soapbox.
Yeah.
Oh, man. We're almost at an hour.
I know. I feel like I'm in my counseling session. I'll be like, no, I'll pay for more. Just let me keep talking.
So, what was I going to say? So, Instagram. Are you more active on Instagram?
Yeah, I'm more active on Instagram. I just started Twitter again, but I don't really post a lot on Twitter. I just follow and like people's stuff, and I don't really post a lot on Twitter. Twitter's gotten crazy. It's like,
Twitter is inappropriate.
Yes. I didn't know, because I have young models too, and like, we'll get into that later, another time, but like, I'm not daddy or anything like that. I don't be like, no, you can't do this, or I just tell them what I stand for. Like, you know, hey, you know, do what you do, but you know, I know that you can do more than this. You know, they're looking for a quick come up, and like, I gotta do this. And sometimes, you know, I didn't know that Twitter was where they were hiding. Like, you know, you see my post on Facebook, you see my Instagram. Somehow I got your Twitter and I'm seeing tits. I mean, they're nice looking boobs, but you told me you weren't showing your boobs.
That's so funny.
Yeah, you know, so that's the kind of relationships I have with these models. Is like they get so close to me that they're sometimes they're like, I don't know if I want to get naked around you anymore because it's not fun anymore. You know, like, it's fun to fantasize. Like, is he looking at me? Now it's like, girl, you know how many booties I've seen today? Right. So
it's so funny how it's like when they're nude, they're so self-conscious, but it's like, trust me, I'm not even looking at that.
Right.
Like,
I'm looking into your soul. Like, it's almost like I take a blind eye, and it's hard as a man. I'm a man. I'm 100% man. I am attracted to women, but when I'm at work, when I'm doing this, I tap in because I want it to show the results, to show that this is where my mind was. So when people look at it, like, damn, how did you think of that? I was like not thinking of sex. You know, like so.
Yeah. Do you title your photos?
Some of them, yeah. Like my first stream of photos I did for BARE was the Body and Pearl series. And so all of those photos were like nude bodies and bodyscapes with adorned with pearls. And the concept of it was, you know, you got to go so deep to find a pearl. You know what I mean? And even one of the concepts there was, I had a friend of mine pose Nelly Rose Spangler. That's my dog. Filipina model.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Killeen or?
No, she's in Houston now, but she's lived in Austin so long.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. She's been in movies and stuff like that.
What's
Yeah.
her name again?
Nelly Rose Spangler.
Okay.
Nelly Rose Spangler. She's doing body jewelry now, and she's a hustler. She's a mom and a hustler, you know, and she's a great model, you know, like she's a great muse. And so, and you've probably seen her on the BARE page. She's the one that looks like she's on the water. So that I actually shot in my studio before I moved to Dallas. That is a filter that I created in Photoshop.
Really?
So it was shot in my studio. I had her flip her hair up and it looked like she was coming, like floating down. So I just added the blue tones to it and kind of the bubbles to make it look like she was sinking down, you know, with these pearls were sinking her down. So everybody says, is she really in water? I'm like, no. Yeah, that's my, what do you call it? That graphic designer coming in, you know.
Nice.
So.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to check that out.
Yeah. So Body and Pearls was the first series. So that's what I mean. Segments, you know. The erotica kind of one is also going to include like body piercings. I have a friend that has a split tongue. So we're going to do a lot of close-ups on her mouth and just, you know, different ways that she can twist her tongue up and all kind of craziness.
Ooh.
So yeah, I got people with, you know, exotic piercings. I have not figured out how to photograph that erotic zone there without it looking too, you know, so I've been practicing with people who are, you know, I'm comfortable with, but I haven't posted any yet. So I'm just wanting to explore, you know, that's all I'm really doing now is exploring. So.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Nice. Do you usually shoot like, because since it's your full time, like Monday through Friday or weekends or like just whenever?
So it is a good practice to have like working hours.
You're right.
Especially if you're going to do it full time, people take you more serious that way. I'm just now getting into doing it full time this year. So I'm still trying to create those times. In order to do that, you got to be having some money. So I'm trying to get in. I've taken more, I got into doing Airbnbs just recently.
Oh, really?
So I'm trying to get contracted out to where like, you know, I can do that. Like that'll be my 4 hours a day, you know, because you can only really shoot Airbnbs between like 9 and 3 or 10 and 3 where it's natural light. And so the other times, if I don't have those, then I can book, you know, other shoots outside of that. But I think if I can get a contract, you know, doing that type of photography on that end, have some solid income doing that, you know, paying my bills, then I could book these other shoots to go on trips, you know, you know, do stuff like that.
I like that. That's smart.
Yeah.
Wow.
So just trying to find ways to make it work, you know.
Sure. Yep.
Yeah.
It's hard being a full-time artist, dude.
It really is.
That's why I have so much respect for those that like, you know, really dedicate all of your time, because it's easy to work like a corporate job, but then it's like soul draining.
And when you say draining, it's draining of your creativity.
Yeah.
I ended up being late to work all the time because it's like, man, $14 an hour. You know, I made $200 yesterday, you know, in 1 hour, you know, like,
what you love.
Yeah, exactly. So last week I made over $1,000, you know, just like the Airbnbs and, you know, just deposits, you know, from people's photo shoots. I shoot weddings too.
Nice.
That's a really good way to make money as a photographer. You know, you just have to know. I realized transitioning between the different styles, you have to know what you're doing.
Right.
When I started the Airbnbs, I'm well, I can just go in there and shoot. I even brought lighting. It did not come out, the way the client wanted to. But this guy was a mentor, and he was just like, hey, it's not as that he still paid me, and he was like, I want you to go and study. I want you to go look and see not only how these pictures look, but what does it take to actually make the pictures come out like they do on Airbnb and HomeAway.
So it was just like the living space, not like model. Oh, gotcha. That's what you mean. For some reason, I thought like you would rent the Airbnb.
Oh, I do that too.
Oh, okay.
yeah, okay. I do that too. But the thing with that, I think a lot of photographers have got hip to the game is to do that as well, is to rent an Airbnb for a weekend and do a shootout, like a model shootout, charge the models a certain amount, charge the photographers a certain amount to come in and take pictures. That way, both parties get what they need. Right. Otherwise, $2,000, $2,000 or $3,000 for a really nice Airbnb for the weekend, sometimes one person can afford that. So if you got everybody pitching in and everybody gets what they want, you get some profit off of it, and that's the way to do it, or if that client is willing to pay the fees for that Airbnb, then include it in the package, but that's a great way to get very creative content is renting them. But no, I was saying getting contracted out with Airbnbs, like to actually shoot the site. The site,
got it. Yeah, that's like a whole different beast.
It's different.
It's like, okay, I'm so used to shooting people that emote, and now you just want me to take a picture of a room.
Right. So the first time I was easy, and he's like, "Are you using a wide angle lens because the room doesn't look that big?" And I'm like, "You're right." So I wanted to go rent a wide angle lens. Now the picture is wide enough, but the lighting's off because I shot it during the evening. It's like no natural lights coming in. So I had to just get tips from other photographers on how to do this, and that's, where to shoot from, shoot from the waist, you want to put it on the tripod, like right here when you shoot in the room. So that it looks bigger, but it also looks like a natural perspective. Gotcha. Like if you're walking into a room, you know what I mean?
That makes sense.
So, yeah, and I was having a hard time with that. I'm like, then you got to do them all landscape because the sites don't do portraits. So if you got a little bitty bathroom, it's like, how do I get in here? And so it was a lot of trial and error. But he gave me an opportunity. Now it's like, I'm not giving up. I know what I need to do, and now I can continue to do them,
Good for you.
Yeah.
Nice. How often do you shoot weddings?
I put it out there. I don't advertise it. It's mostly like word of mouth. I do have a wedding in November, actually. November the 3rd, that week of Fashion Week. So I won't be there that Saturday. I'll be shooting a wedding that week. And I do them, as often as possible because it's very good money. It definitely is a lot of money. It's a lot of responsibility in weddings too. These are special moments for people. They want to make sure that, hey, if I'm paying you $1,000 or whatever it is, $2,000, weddings can get expensive. So they're gonna pay you $1,000 or $3,500 to do this wedding. They're gonna want to make sure everything is to the T. Right. And so you gotta make sure. Hey, even if it's too bright outside, what do I do in this situation? If the sun's killing me, what do I do? Because I gotta get this shot. So outside weddings are pain sometimes because you're fighting with Mother Nature. Then you have to bring a staff to help you, because you can't you can do a wedding by yourself, but it's not gonna be up to par. You gotta have some other people there to help you. Yeah,
I've done three weddings.
Nice.
By myself.
It was tough?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I had my stand, wind blew, fucking fell over, broke my bulb. It was...
The Yongnuo flashes, I love them, but they break easily. Yongnuo speed lights, oh man, they break so easy. Like, I've gone through 8 of them. and they're like $60 a piece. So it's like, yeah.
I don't even use speed lights. Or not speed lights, strobes.
Strobes?
Do you use strobes?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the speed lights are kind of like strobes. But those, but see, constant lights are good too because you know what it's going to look like. You know what I mean? I like using those. I actually like using constants for bodyscapes.
Yes.
It's stuff like that because you can actually see the shadow and where everything's going. Right. You know? Yeah. I've used a flashlight in a nude photo before.
Really?
But just a concept had her hold it here, and so the focus was just right here. Ouch.
It's okay.
The focus was here, but it was a hard lighting, but it was what I wanted. You know, like so. Yeah, you can. That's one thing I would say to photographers: don't know the principles of photography, but don't always follow the rules.
Yeah.
Like, do something that you feel like is gonna be. Don't be afraid to try something. Right. Just because someone's flashlight's too hard. Just do it. If that's what you think, do it. Right. You know what I mean?
Are you self-taught or?
Yeah.
Me too. Nice.
I read a lot of books by Scott Kelby. He I guess I was introduced to the tricks of Photoshop through Scott Kelby when I was doing graphic design, and then he I didn't realize he was a photographer or knew, and so I just started taking like online courses and stuff like that. Actually, Mark Heaps of ATX Photo and Video works with Scott Kelby, and he flies out to LA all the time to teach classes for Adobe.
Wow.
He does Adobe presentations. So Mark he doesn't just have this space. He is very well versed in photography and lighting, and I mean, he can come in there. I'm like, Mark, man, I'm trying to get this look. He's like, all right, what you want to do is take this and this strip light here, and you want to hang it over this way. Try it out. Perfect. Like,
he just knows.
Yeah. So if you've been shooting like that don't just come from reading books either. That comes from trial and error.
Absolutely.
So that's what I like to learn on my own, but I do like to talk to other professionals and
same.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's also that tourist side of me that's like, no, I'll figure it out. I don't need to know. I'm so stubborn.
I think the other side of the Gemini is a Taurus. Yeah. It's funny.
Oh, man. Well, we should probably start wrapping up. So what are your contacts? What are best places to reach you?
Instagram. I have two. One is MarkeDesign 08.
That's M-A-R-K-E. Okay.
MARKE Design DESIGN 08 all smushed together. That's my main site. That's where I post most of the general stuff. There's also a link to the Dark Barbie Chocolate Summer project on there where they can take a look at the video that we created. The behind the scenes video that we created for that shoot and that project. And then I have Mark of the Bear, which there's also a link in my bio to that page. But that's the artistic nude page. That's Marke, like MARKE _the _bear, Mark of the Bear. So that's going to be the artistic nude project.
Cool.
Yeah.
And people can catch you first week in November or at Harker Heights.
Yeah, at the Killeen Fashion Week 2019, Harker Heights Event Center.
Yeah.
I'll be there. I want to start doing I don't do any stories like on Instagram. Maybe I should start doing that, like going live and do some like video stories.
I feel like it's the best way to know who your loyal followers are.
True. I haven't done it. I'm so scared because I know I've gained so much weight over I've gained so much weight, and I know people are used to me looking a certain way, and I'm like, oh yeah, what are they think? This guy's wasted his life.
Don't feel that way. You're just projecting what you think. You're fine.
So
you're a dad.
Yeah.
So I mean, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I am 37.
You look okay. I'm 35.
Okay.
So we look like we're both in the early 20s.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you look really young. But I know you're mature and stuff like that. But like your attitude is mature and stuff.
Thank
but
you.
Yeah, definitely look young.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool.
Younger. You are young.
I've been carded when I was 26.
Really?
And refused at the bar. I'm like, this is bullshit. I don't even want to be here anymore.
Right. Right. I'm like, look, do you see? I have them. But there's kids in high school with full beards now.
And there's like 15-year-olds that look like they're 22.
Yeah,
so.
it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a stepdaughter who's 20. It'll be 20. She's in college. She still looks 14 though. She looks like a baby.
But we should work together sometime too.
I definitely want to soon. Like soon.
And you could use MySpace. I don't care.
Awesome.
Like, I mean, I have the white, the black. I have, you know, all kinds of shit. Like I said, I do have eczema though, so my skin hasn't been the greatest. When you said skin, I'm like, my heart kind of was like, it's okay. But that's actually a reason why I model.
But I was gonna say that. I mean, that would be awesome to project. I mean, to see. You know, some people may have questions. They probably have questions, never ask. So when you come out and talk about it, like my eyes, like I was, that's actually, I know we're wrapping up, but that's actually something that has helped me in some ways, because I want to tell people I'm half blind in my left eye. They're like, damn, but your stuff is so sharp and it comes out so good. And I'm like, that's part of the gift, I think, because I even see stuff that some people don't see. See what I mean? So that's, you know, part of it. But over the years, my eye has gotten more weak on my left side. So it's embarrassing sometimes. I've been to so many job interviews and I'm like, they probably think I'm not looking at them and I'm not going to get this job. So, but you know, I'm a jokester. I take things lightly, so it doesn't hurt my feelings, but I know that I'm different. Right. You know, I know that I'm not the same as I used to be, you know. So it's awkward at times, but you just kind of grow into that. You kind of use it to your as a strength, you know what I mean? Right. Even with eczema, you know, or alopecia or any psoriasis. I have a model. Well, she wasn't even a model. A lady I worked with at my job, beautiful lady, and you never know she has psoriasis because she's always covered up or whatever. And I kept saying, "Oh, you're beautiful. You need to let me take photos of you." And it wasn't, you know, months later where she said, I do want to take them, but I have a skin problem and I don't want it to show up. And we did it. And we actually took photos of her in swimsuit and, you know, she was very happy. I did remove, you know, some things for her to, you know, just on her request, you know, because she wanted to put them out. But at least she was comfortable in front of me and she was able to share that with someone. Because like I said, I used to do ministry and I still take a lot of the principles with me. They say you overcome the enemy by the blood of the lamb and the word of your testimony, meaning like tell your story because it's going to help somebody else out. You know, my eye situation. Oh, and I suffer from depression, anxiety. Most creatives do. And being black and dealing with depression is like, what is that? You know, like, you know. And I take medicine and I'm cool. I tell people about it, like I'm fine with it. You know, it helps me. You know what I mean? And so when I first told people in the church that I was depressed, they were like, what? Don't you got Jesus? I'm like, listen, Jesus wants me to take my medicine. So I can continue to have Jesus. But that opened up so many doors. People were like, hey, I've dealt with that too. Yeah. People dealing with suicide, you know, just you never know what someone is dealing with. And by you being open and talking about, you know, your situation helps me. That's what BARE is about. Yeah. That's what BARE is about. Yeah. Aww. So
you're really right though. Like, it's not like I don't really show like how bad my skin can get. Only my significant others. Right. And even with them, even if I'm with them, like I've been with him for 6 years, but I still get embarrassed that I got flaky skin all over the bed sheets. You know what I'm saying? It's like you wake up in the middle of the night like you're like laying in sand.
But look, you're talking about it right now.
I know. That's why I was like, oh my God, you're open.
Yeah, like, but you're talking about it. You know what? This is gonna answer a lot of questions for people, and it's actually letting them inside your personality and who you are, and it's gonna open up doors for you. Like I know I can already tell. Like it makes you more personable. You know what I mean? There are other people who empathize with you. And a lot of us are wearing masks, but you can't hide. You can't be in your room forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't. You just can't. Like me being fat. Like I talk about it because it makes it like my girl always, stop saying that about you. You're so handsome. I think you're sexy. I was like, you know what? You're the only woman in the world that thinks that, but cool. You know, like as long as you think that and you know you're here with me, don't leave me though. Because I won't have anybody else. Aww. And you know I can't afford to get this body out of the way right now. So you know just you know but to come out and talk about it like, hey, this is me right now. Yeah. I'm blind, I'm heavy set, and and I got issues. Yeah. But I'm working on them. You know what I mean? Everybody's got their problems.
That's true, and that's what makes us unique and beautiful. I mean, not hating on like, you know, plastic surgery or whatever, but everyone, like, it's sad when society influences you to change your appearance, and yet you end up looking like the other people that got the same damn job.
Worse.
You know what I mean?
You're looking worse. These kids are doing this lip challenge where they're gluing their top lip to make their lips look fuller.
Gluing it?
Yeah, like taking super glue or nail glue and like taking their top lip, folding it up so it looks like that they have like these pouty lips. Yeah.
That's worse than the
cup, the Kylie Jenner. Yeah, it's definitely worse than that.
Oh my god.
Definitely worse. I saw a woman put her whole ass in a hot pan and boom, big ass booty came out. It's like, what? They doing it. I guess that's better than. I don't know. Her ass was pink red though. I was like, dang. It looked like an old ritual. I guess that like somewhere they had like this big vase or something like that, and it was hot. And it like she pushed it on the butt, kept it on there, turned it a little bit, popped it out, and big booty cheeks came out.
What? But it can't last long.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if that was a blister. I don't know how long it lasts. But that night she had ass. You know? Oh no, man. But that was funny.
Whoa.
I was like, wow. People like, I'm gonna do that. I am gonna. Grown people. I'm gonna do that. You finna burn your ass off. That's what you finna do.
Oh man.
But I feel good that you even talked to me about that. Like,
and you're right, because all it takes is just that one person to reveal that, you know, that side of him to get comfortable, and now like.
Yeah, for sure.
For any of you wondering why I always like scratch and look crazy on camera, it's because I have dermatitis.
Hell, Kim Kardashian has psoriasis, so.
Yeah, but she got the money to keep that shit under control. I know.
Oh well. But
money doesn't solve everything.
No.
Not from in here.
Yeah, exactly. So. Yeah.
Well, this was a great episode.
I think so.
Thank you so much.
Hey, you're welcome.
I haven't filmed in so long, and I'm trying to get my energy better up in talking. So this was a good one. Like in some episodes, I'm really quiet. Like that's not. I guess it depends on the comfort level. So you should feel honored that. I'm
trying to miss the mic on all. Thank you.
Yeah. No, thank you.
I've learned. I tell you, this is. I don't know what happens. Some transfer energy and people just get comfortable.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Well, thank you again, and please check his work out on Instagram,
Facebook, Michael Blue Smith. If you want to get into my personal life, me and my girl, we actually do videos on Facebook every week, like on Mondays or Tuesdays, where we try exotic fruits.
Cute.
And people seem to like that. Like, we tried Mami Sapota, it was gross. We tried dragon fruit, which is not very exotic, but it is, because people say they saw it, but not everybody's eating it.
Durian? Have you tried durian yet?
No, thank you. Hey, I'm gonna write that down, because we got to.
What? Okay, so it's like this big fruit that's spiky, and it smells so bad that.
Is it the jackfruit?
No. I know what you're talking about.
That stinks too. We tried that.
Jackfruit?
I don't like it.
Jackfruit's good.
It made my tongue itch.
Oh, really? Oh, you're probably allergic then.
But it was not. It smelled like feet after a while.
That's not jackfruit then.
Yeah. You talking about the big spiky fruit that's like this?
Durian.
They said it was jackfruit.
So jackfruit is actually the what's the gum?
Juicy fruit.
Juicy fruit. That's what jackfruit is from.
That's what I saw in the video, but it's the same fruit that we saw and we cut up. It's like
What?
it's got all these bumps on it, and it's huge that they sell at like HEB. It said jackfruit on it.
Really? Okay.
And you cut it, and it's like orangish yellow inside.
Yeah, it's orange.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe because I've only had it when it's already cut up, so
Oh.
I've never seen it.
Yeah.
So I guess it does look similar,
Yeah.
but durian stinks.
What does it smell like?
I never smelled it.
Oh, but this stuff, like I think it's different to other people, but my kids and her son said, this stinks. Like, it's sweet, but then after a while, you're like, this smells like feet and cheese and grapes, like all together. So,
Yeah.
but she seemed to like it. That was like second on her list. I think the favorite that she tried was a, mangosteen.
Oh, yeah.
I love those. Yeah, we both thumbs up that one.
Do you
Mangosteens
go
are
to
good.
the Asian Mart for these? Because
We
these
ha-
sound like Asian Mart
You're
stuff.
right. Well, that's one of the many secret dates I want to take my girl on, is just go to the Asian market and
Yeah, you should.
and yeah, she goes to Sprouts sometimes. Some of these we found at HEB. They have like a little small section at some of these bigger HEBs that have those fruits, but they're running out. Like, we've tried everything. We just tried an Asian pear. I'm like, that's not exotic.
Yeah.
But it was good. That was the last thing we tried.
Next Saturday, the 28th,
Mm-hmm.
I believe. Do you know that? I don't know how familiar you are with downtown, but there's like Barton Springs and like First or Congress,
Mm-hmm.
but the Austin Statesman parking lot. It's like there's a newspaper.
I know that area because I used to work there.
Oh,
I used to work at Austin Energy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's like right in Barton Springs. The first, like right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're having an Asian market night.
Oh.
There's gonna be like hundreds of vendors.
We're gonna be on a party bus that night, but I'm
Oh.
like, hey, look, slide by the Asian market. You pick up some of these exotic fruits for our show. Yeah. You gotta write down the name of that other one, and I'm gonna look it up. Maybe it's the same thing. They just call it.
probably the same thing.
They call it something different because they do have different names for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, we should probably stop talking
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
because we could talk forever.
You can just edit this part out, right?
No, it was cute. Well, what I like to do to close out my show is a little clink clink. It also helps when we edit to find out where the very end of the video is.
Right.
For my editor.
Okay.
But yeah, you guys have a good night, and until next time. Clink clink.
All right.
You can reach us at fatalpodcastatx@gmail.com or Instagram at fatalappeal.